Alright, 351, very, very basic strip down, nothing over the top. Anyway, so first thing was to obviously engine out, which is on my other videos. Pulled the carby off. This is a Holly, but they're all similar. Basic screws, Allen keys. Got a gasket underneath, and she's a bit sticky, but they do come off. If you've got an aftermarket one, you might have like this one, you might have a spacer plate on there. So again, they've got a gasket top and bottom. Yeah, so anyway, call out. So then you can either do the dizzy, I suppose, would be next thing. You take the dizzy out, so just make sure you mark, if you're going to reuse everything, mark it driver's side, passenger side, left, right, whatever you want to do on the plugs, leads, and just mark your dizzy rotor as well. I'll put a little mark down there, see where she's sitting compared to everything else. Just because I'm reusing all this stuff, I'm not rebuilding the whole thing, I'm just cleaning it up and new gasket kits and doing the basic. Because this engine does not look like it's done a lot of miles, but it's done a lot of years sitting, so it does need to be cleaned up. So anyway, carby off, dizzy out, thermostat housing out, and then the water pump. That was easy, that was just pulled off the front of it, and that's going to be obviously thrown in the bin. You get a new one. So yeah, inlet manifold off, that's simple, just some bolts, yada yada. Undo the bolts. Depends on, this one was a bit stuck down, it had some extra gasket stuff on that edge. She was a bit stuck down, so it made it a little bit tricky to get it off, but I got it off eventually. So anyway, so yeah, they're heavy too. They weigh not far off what a cylinder head weighs, so incredible how much weight's in those things. Anyway, so inlet manifold come off, and then just the exhaust manifolds, they may come off with, you might already have them out with your engine, but anyway, exhaust manifolds off. Then you got the fuel pump. Take the old fuel pump off. Yeah, so water pump's obviously on the front, fuel pump off. They're an old mechanical style one. So then, yeah, it was on to the valve covers were next. So I've got a new set of valve covers coming. Well, they're here already. So the old crusty ones, they're gone in the bin. Yeah, so then you've got the head bolts spread out on this side, and then some on the inside underneath the valve cover. Yeah, so they're tight as always, but just use a bar with a bit more room, a bit more leverage, and yeah, they come off pretty good. So yeah, and then take the heads off and put them somewhere nice and safe and everything like that. So then after that, I just pulled the sump off, which is just the bolts, pretty basic, pulling the sump off. And then I just did a bit of an inspection on her. Just did the basics, just make sure the con rods are all the right number, make sure they put it together properly. Like I said, I'm not rebuilding this engine. Compression's still very good on every piston, so there's no need, and it looks healthy as, so there's nothing wrong with it. So yeah, I'm just going to do the basics from now. Change the Wells plugs just because they're cheap, they're easy to do. These little puppies here, change all them. They've already got brass ones in there, but obviously it has been rebuilt not that long ago, by kilometres, not by time. So yeah, the lifters, I had a quick look at the lifters, and yeah, they're a good nick. So like I said, they're beautiful, crystal. That's just oil on that, so they're smooth as silk. So they're all good, and I had a look at all the bores there. They're smooth, absolutely smooth. There's no lip, no nothing. So yeah, she's a healthy engine. So down there you got your lifter for your cam drive device. The long stick, about, I don't know, 10 centimeters long. So yeah, that I'll need to put that back in from the bottom. They're supposed to have a collar on them to stop them slipping through, but this one slipped through when I turned the engine upside down, so I'm not sure. I'll have to have a bit of a read about that. So yeah, there's no leaks on the front here, so there's no point pulling the balancer and all that off. So from here, basically I'm just going to go through it and get all the cooling passengers all flushed out as much as I could, get them all cleaned out, get all the crap out of it as much as I possibly can, and I'll spin it around, flush it out, do whatever I need to do. Get the drill, clean all these up, obviously very gentle with the right equipment. Get all the gaskets pulled apart, get all those gaskets and all that done, and then I'm going to give her a good bath, to the degree, of course, just a hand bath, and then yeah, give her a paint job, and then put her back in. So that's probably it. All I'm going to do with the short block there, and there's probably not much more I can do on that, or I want to do. So same with this, the head, the intake manifold, I'm just going to give her a clean up, put it back in. Fuel pump, again, it was working fine, so I'm again clean up, put back in. Heads, I'm just going to get the springs off, give the valves a bit of a clean. Only because they've got, yes, just a bit of wear, nothing more. They look good. They're all sitting nice. They're all seating nice. So they just need a bit of a clean up. I think these are the high compression heads on this. She runs pretty high compression. This around the 175 to 185 psi on a dry compression test. So she's got some compression on her, and she's come up really nice. So that's tomorrow. Tomorrow concentrate on the heads, do the valves. Get them out, get them cleaned up, get the wire brush into everything and clean it all up, and give it a bit of a soak and start degreasing and stripping paint off all the old parts. And then yeah, I'll get the gasket kit through it. Got all the gasket kits all ready to rock and roll. Got all the bits and pieces, all the gasket kit ready to roll. So I'm just going to paint. I've got chrome valve covers, but I'm just going to paint them. That was just most economical. It's easier to paint a set of valve covers and try and find a proper set of Ford ones. I prefer to muck around with it than pay someone. Yeah, so same deal with the air cleaner. I just got a chrome one, and again I'm just going to paint that myself. You can acid etch it, or not acid etch paint and all sorts of stuff to get rid of the chrome. It's easy. So yeah, so basically what needs to be replaced, I will replace. Yeah, give her a good service. Transmissions at the transmission shop, that's something I'm not going to mess around with. Oh, they're bloody chooks. Get out of here, you bloody chooks. That's my sand. Get out. Anyway, thank you for listening. Bye.